Do you know this story? A god is called to serve or sacrifice, faces a great enemy or test, sometimes with allies, and restores order or transcends death. Okay, how about this one? A guy is called to go on an adventure, meets an old man, meets a friend, and comes back successful. The names might be different, but it's absolutely clear. Old or new, these stories are the same. We know these stories because they are ours. They are inherent to the human condition, containing our birth, the events of our life, and ultimately our death. This is the three-act structure inherent to storytelling, which is the foundation of the mythology we see repeated across every culture since the dawn of humankind. Joseph Campbell's monomyth from The Hero with a Thousand Faces maps it out for us. Mythos is derived from the Greek word meaning word or story. Plato used the Greek word mythologia to describe any fiction or storytelling. No matter its definition, because it is hazy at best, everything, every subject, can be traced to mythology. It is as ancient as the planet we live on, containing universal truths that secure belief around life and death. According to Joseph Campbell, myth serves 4 universal functions. Provide us with a sense of awe so that we can experience the world and its mysterious wonders. Bring order to the chaos by giving us a key to understanding the cosmological dimension. Support the social orders and morals that lie within a cultural structure. And 4, give us a pedagogical framework from which we can begin to understand ourselves. Some myths are allegory, meant to establish ritual patterns or cultural roles, or explain nature in a way that is easy for humans to understand at any age. Fairy tales and folklore are ingredients that lie within myth or come from myth, as are legends and blockbuster scripts. One thing is certain, and that is that myth is separate from time and humans, always open to interpretation. Myth is deemed relevant by its significance in a cultural framework and staying power. Myth is creation of the world and quasi-religious. Campbell's argument is, wherever the poetry of myth is interpreted as biography, history, or science, it is killed. He claimed that myth is a public dream and a metaphor for inner truth. For the sake of our modern world, we must take this view. For religious individuals who view their texts as sacred history in the literal sense, those essential beliefs do not need to be taken less seriously. They just need to be understood separately from the idea of myth's function. Our monsters, our old men, our allies, simply live inside of our minds and hearts. They are the experiences we have as children, the lessons we learn as young adults, and the memories we make over the course of our lives. They are shared with the people we meet, who are the heroes of their own stories. We learn how to be the hero when we map out what we want and need, drawing from myths for inspiration and guidance. This is what makes our story feel our own, and we rely on myths already written and told to give us that foundation on how to begin. We stopped creating traditional myths because science and history replaced the need for stories to explain things like thunderstorms or solar eclipses. We don't have a modern mythology that is universal because we know how the world works, right? Look around you. Take a scroll on your phone, visit your nearest screen. Do you really understand how deeply embedded these influences are? Do you really understand how far behind we've left the natural world with technological advancements? Maybe we don't know our world anymore. We keep building, higher and bigger and faster and louder and more fragmented. And where does everything that we know from mythology lie anymore? Go to mythology.com. What do you expect to find? An encyclopedia of myths from around the world? A database of characters? A list of books on the subject? Nope. You will find a marketing agency. No less, for brands like A24, Coca-Cola, Google, Mattel, Meta, Netflix, Target, Tesla, Universal Pictures, and Whole Foods, which is a subsidiary of Amazon. They are taking the soul of myth, of storytelling, and selling it. These are companies, corporations, defining the mythology of today. We are letting them. We need to understand our media as noisy, chaotic, and almost like a synthetic natural world that no longer feels like our own. Suburbs, sprawl, blockbusters. The myth we create from what we know will no longer work. We need personal mythology to turn back to history, to cave paintings, and to instincts. The world is not waiting for us anymore. It's time to put humanities and myth to the test. Can we discover a myth amidst the chaos? Absolutely we can. It's in our bones. It's finding a cave painting of a human hand, realizing that person said, "I was here. This life meant something." That's what the Humanities Course is, discovering the handprint again, cutting through the noise to say, "I am here. I am human." Using the ancient tools that got us here to a point in time where we've seemed to have forgotten everything that we once knew. You are here. Find the myth inside the chaos.